back to Spark of Charm. Today I'm going to show you how to create a Monstera Leaf earring design to cut out on your Glowforge machine. So to start, I found this Monstera Leaf vector. I got this from Creative Fabrica. I have a subscription there. I'll include a link to it down below along with who the original designer is over there. I just don't remember offhand, but you can get this leaf yourself or you can download it and sign up for Creative Fabrica, however you want to do it. Or you could do this with your own design or with a similar one. The process will likely be the same. So to start, this was a vector file that I downloaded. And you can see here that there are a number of layers in it. Because I'm planning to cut these earrings out of acrylic, I don't need any of these layers. I really just need to cut the outside of this. So the first thing I'm going to do is select these individual layers and delete them. So I'm going to select this light green color and delete that out. I'm going to select these veins and delete that out. And then it's your choice whether you want to leave these circles in and have them cut out. So essentially having some holes in your leaf, or if you want to get rid of them. For me, I'm going to get rid of these. Oops. Sorry about that. So we're going to hone in on these circles here using our direct selection tool. And we're just going to delete those out. So now we have one solid green color that's the base of the leaf here. And before I switch over to the stroke, I like working with the fill so I can get a sense of what my piece is going to look like when it's going to be cut out. So I know that I'm going to have to do a little bit of manipulation on this file to get it where I want it to be. So I'm going to pull these pieces up here to kind of get them a little closer to even up at the top here, because I know that that is where my hole for the earring is going to go. Now I'm going to come to the move and I'm going to rotate this just a little bit because I want it to display on the computer screen how it's going to hang. So that would be how I'd want my Monstera leaf to hang when I make the earring design. So now I'm going to go to my ellipse tool and I'm going to draw a circle. If you hold the shift key down while you're dragging, it will keep the aspect ratio of that circle for you. So you don't have to worry about it becoming distorted. And I'm going to move this until it's where I like it for the earring hole. So probably about we want to be sure that there's no white in there. So about like that, give or take. And if I need to, I can make this a little bit bigger just to be sure that that's covered, or I can delete that point off. But that looks pretty good to me. Now, I want to be sure that I am uniting these two shapes. So if you look here, you have your leaf and then you have your circle. So we're going to select both of these. We're going to go to our Pathfinder and we are going to click the Unite option to create a compound shape. So now this is all one piece. And you can see here there's still a little bit of that white there. I'm just deleting that out. So now this is what my earring would cut out from the acrylic. Except I need to turn this into a cut line. So the first thing I'm going to do is come over to my fill and I'm going to change that to none using the transparent option. I want to get rid of that. And then I'm going to go to my stroke line and I'm going to select my cut color. In this case, I use red to indicate cut lines. For each color that you use in the Glowforge, it will assign it a separate step and you'll be able to assign settings to it in the Glowforge app. So now this would be what is going to be cut out of my acrylic when I upload this to the Glowforge software. Now, one final step that you'll need to take when you're making earring designs is to create a second hole here at the top for your jump ring to go through to attach your finding. And to do that, again, I'm going to go to my ellipse tool, and then I'm going to draw a hole here. Most people do this as at least 1/8 an inch of a circle. You'll want to experiment with your holes and your materials to see what is big enough for your particular findings and how much of a buffer you need here for earring stability depending on the materials that you're using. I found that there is no kind of set amount, and it's been some trial and error with my particular materials and doing some wear testing. So you'll want to be sure to do a little bit of testing to see what's going to work for you. Acrylic, however, is going to be sturdier than, say, doing it with a hardwood. So then you can move that around until it's centered and you're happy with it. And then the last thing you'll want to do is select both of these, come to Object, and group them. So now when you move this, this is all going to move together. Object, group. And see how now this circle for your earring hole is going to move with the rest of the earring here. And when you upload it into the Glowforge, the same thing. It'll all stay together and you'll be able to move it together. Now, if you resize this to make it larger or smaller, depending on what you're cutting, that hole will also resize as well. And then you'll be able to put this into your Glowforge machine and cut it out. When you go in to make a pair, you will just duplicate this. So if you wanted to set it up in Adobe, you could do copy and then paste, and you will get a second one here. And so now you have 2 of your design. And if you are cutting a lot of these out at once, definitely look into the programs that will nest these designs so that you can maximize your cut space. I'll put a link down below to one of the ones that I've seen that works for a lot of people. But essentially what it does is it organizes all of the shapes in your file to maximize the amount of the material you're using and minimize the waste in the background by situating these cut lines as close together as possible. Now, one other thing I want to show you here is if you wanted to come in and change some of these lines, like let's say you wanted to change the way a particular piece of this was shaped, like this down here, you can go to the direct selection tool and you can click on those individual dots and you can make changes to it. So if you wanted to move things around, make something pointed or rounded, change the way something looks, you do have the ability to go in and edit the pieces of that file. I tend to like that this looks a little more hand-drawn and irregular, but that's certainly up to you. So if you wanted to go in and make some changes, again, you'll click on the direct selection tool, then do a single click on your outline, then find the particular point that you want to change and click into that, and then you'll be able to move and modify it there. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you make a pair of these earrings, definitely shoot me a picture. I would love to see them. You can email it to me or leave me a link to it in the comments below. And for more of these videos, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and turn on the bell to subscribe so that you can see our tutorials in the future. Have a great day.